I don't know how many times I'm going to have to do this, but this is my response to the favorite Final Fantasy video. Favorite Final Fantasy game of all time video. First video I've put on my channel. Third time that I've actually done this video, because it one time it was I wasn't synced with my audio. The second time I was or the first time I was letterboxed. So I've been drinking a little bit, but it's okay. Final Fantasy is my favorite RPG series of all time, and I'm assuming a lot of people's favorite RPG of all time. The favorite one of the series. I'm not going to give it away early. I'm just going to go ahead and talk about some. Final Fantasy VII is going to be the first one I'll talk about, because it's the first one anybody wants to hear about, apparently. I think it's a great game. It's slightly overrated, I believe. Just because I think it was the first one to push the graphic envelope, and a lot of people are caught in the graphics of games a little too much now, and I think reminiscing, it just seems to be the best, because it's the first one that really looked good, even though it was originally 64 and polygonal. It doesn't matter, whatever. Final Fantasy VIII, I really enjoyed. The junction system sucked. The leveling system sucked. But the card game was good. The story was good. Squall is okay. Final Fantasy IX, card game, not as good as 8. But then you had the little treasure map thing, which was really, I loved it, actually. 10, you had Blitzball, and you had Waka. Can't really go wrong with those two. 12, you had the, what was it, Gambit system, and you had the monster hunting side quest that was really good. 13, very linear, story-driven, which the story was really good. One of the best ones, I think, personally. And it had the Titan quest to Titan Path, whatever that was called. That was alright. I mean, it was kind of like the Ultimate Weapon stuff from 7, but a lot of them, and some of them were tough, some of them were jokes. You had to go kind of find them, so that was kind of cool. But favorite, we gotta go back. Now I'm almost 29. I turned 29 in about 2 months. Final Fantasy II, Final Fantasy IV if you're in Japan and you don't understand what I'm saying. But Final Fantasy II, Super Nintendo, best Final Fantasy ever. It is also the first one I played, so I'm a little biased perhaps. Final Fantasy III, also really good, but Final Fantasy II, just to me, in every aspect. Cecil's my favorite main character, even in a Super Nintendo game, and the villain, just everything about that game is just better. The way it's made, it just seems to really build the foundation for everything Final Fantasy ever became. The way you travel, the way you go through the game, the way things progress, just the best. That's just, when I think about it, that's just the way I remember it. I've played it through plenty of times. I've beat that game more than any other Final Fantasy game. Like 7 maybe, because I really do like 7. I do think it's overrated, but I do really like that game. It's definitely up there. Honorable mention, however, Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't know if anybody really throws that game into there. I come from, like, with my age, I remember playing Shining Force, and I love games like that. And Final Fantasy Tactics is one of the best tactics games I've ever played. So, it might be the best outside of Shining Force. So, just throwing that in there, because I'm assuming that's a game that a lot of people will really mention, is Final Fantasy Tactics, because it is a Final Fantasy game, but it's not the normal RPG. It is a strategy RPG. But they did that very, very well. So, but Final Fantasy II, that's where it is.